stretched out to the middle. Back to Green.
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Gerardo Fords. It's in! Rochester has the lead. And again, it's St. Louis.
Good evening and welcome into Louisville, Kentucky. It's about 90 degrees here at Louisville Slugger Field as Louisville City FC is playing host to the Wilmington Hammerheads. My name's Jim Womble alongside Bob Valvano. And first off, we got to mention Louisville, Kentucky was probably the center of the world this past week with the passing of Muhammad Ali, the Great One.
Yeah, and there's a video tribute that shown here at the stadium, and there'll be a moment of silence for the champ. But certainly, it was very emotional. You know, when you and I were talking about that, my son said that to me. He said, Dad, I didn't know I would be that emotionally tied up. And it certainly, everybody thought they'd be moved. But I bring that up only because I'm wondering about these Louisville City players who were here for this whole week. My guess is a lot of these are players who've traveled around the world. Ali connected with people in so many ways. I'm wondering if they will feel a little bit of an emotional, been through the ringer a bit with what's gone on here this week. We'll see. Or they may be inspired by the champ. Who knows? We'll find out.
And, of course, they're going to be wearing, Louisville City players will be wearing an Ali patch on their sleeve stitched in honor of the Ali family. So our condolences to the Ali family, but now on to tonight's matchup where Louisville City FC is first in the league with 27 points and are on a 10-match unbeaten streak, whereas Wilmington Hammerheads coming into this one winning 2 of the last 3. Kyle Parker, the hero in the last game.
Yeah, Kyle Parker scored a stoppage time goal to get them the winner, and so they come in on a bit of an upswing. But you just have to marvel at what this Louisville team's done. 8 road matches. They're a 10-match unbeaten streak, as you already mentioned. And they played with the last match for almost over 50 minutes down a man, and they were losing 2-1 at the point where they went down a man, and they came back and won 4-3, playing with only 10 men on the road, no less. You just got to tip your hat. This team has shown a lot of confidence, a lot of character. They've changed goalkeepers, as Scott Goodwin, that slacker, is going to be going to medical school at Harvard. He's going to be leaving in July. That's the truth, by the way. And so Greg Ranjinsing has stepped in, and as good as Scotty's been, they haven't missed a beat with Ranjinsing, who's been sensational, has a 0.65 goals against average, didn't give up a goal in the month of May. That was a pretty remarkable run, helping contribute to that unbeaten streak. So the Louisville City team comes in playing very well, and I think if you ask the coach, he would say, and there's still room to get even better, which is what coaches love.
And of course, Louisville City will be without George Davis IV. He picked up a red card the last game, and then they'll also be out with Ben Noonan as play after the match. They went back and reviewed it. He'll get a 3-match suspension.
That was unusual because he didn't get penalized during the match, but when they watched the video, they thought, in layman's terms, he sucker punched the opponent, and they gave him a 3-game suspension. On the one hand, I feel bad for Ben, but on the other hand, I like when leagues take forceful action to say they're not going to put up with things that they think are outside the realm of the normal competition. I feel bad. As I said, most people who know him say, gee, it's really not in his character. He's not that kind of guy who's out looking for a fight. And so, as I said, I'm not trying to cast aspersions, but I do like the league office having, in this case, as they have in others, kind of taken a strong stand to say we're not going to have craziness going on out there on the pitch.
Either way, it should be a fun one tonight. And we'll have your starting lineups coming up right now. And here are the Wilmington Hammerheads starting lineups. In goal, you've got John Smits. And in the back line, Michael Meekum, Peebo Doe, Ashani Fairclough, Peroni, And then in the midfield, Miller, Moose, Martz, Parker, and up top, Corbaz and Michaud. For Louisville City FC, there's Greg Ranjitsing, who again, as we mentioned in the pregame, excellent month in May. Along the back line, Kyle Smith, Connor Szynoski, Sean Reynolds, and Enrique Montano. In the midfield, the captain, Aiden Quinn, Guy Abend, Niall McCabe, the striker, Chandler Hoffman, and then Andrew Luban, who actually came in the last game against Orlando City B for Louisville City and sparked the comeback. And rounding up the starting lineup is Mark Anthony Kay. As we're mere moments away from getting this game underway here at Louisville Slugger Field, a beautiful evening here in Louisville, Kentucky.
A little bit toasty, though, and I was just going to mention that because obviously we're one of the few countries in the world that plays their professional soccer in the summer months, and substitutes are always a big part of a manager's decisions, but I'll bet you that James O'Connor's had to pay particular attention tonight. This is a night that's so warm. We understand that the small part of the field that's covered with the artificial turf, we were told that the temperature of that turf at about 3 o'clock this afternoon was up about 160 degrees.
My goodness.
So the only reason I say that is a coach has got to be aware of that, because there is always the possibility some guys start cramping. There are some guys who are more acclimated to playing in warm weather than others. They came from warm weather programs or parts of the country or other countries altogether. So it'll be interesting to see what James O'Connor does. But the fact of the matter is he's always been pretty liberal in terms of using his whole roster and doing a good job of that. He's got some terrific talent on the bench. He's got Tarek Morad. He's got Paolo Del Piccolo. Sorry about that, Paolo. And he's got he's got Magnus Rasmussen off the bench as well. So he's got some firepower to bring in if he needs it. So those guys have all played well when they've been out on the pitch for this Louisville City FC team.
And of course, another note again, we mentioned in the start, but Louisville City will be without George Davis IV as he picked up the red card in the last match, and also Ben Noonan, which is after the fact, got that 3-game suspension, which, as you mentioned, very good of the league to go back and review that play, and I believe it was probably warranted. So I'm happy to see the league do that.
Kadeem Daker's not dressed tonight. Another, again, maybe it's just a sign of embarrassment of riches, if you will, but interesting to see that Kadeem's not on the active roster for tonight. But plenty of able bodies for Louisville City that tries to continue this tremendous run of 10 unbeaten games, including 8 of those on the road, which is what makes that even more remarkable. Their only loss coming here at home. We'll see if they can do a little, make that home record start standing up to that road record.
As we are underway now in Louisville City, again in the home purple, attacking from left to right on your screens, and the Wilmington Hammerheads in a nice UNC color blue, actually, and white stripes.
So for a Dookie like you to say that, I am flabbergasted that you would give them that kind of respect.
But they will be attacking from right to left on your screens. As Louisville City working from the backside of the field early, as Ranjitsing gets it up to Reynolds along the right side. And he sends a long ball. Finds his man. The ball fell to Hoffman, but cleared nicely by Wilmington, although not 100% out of danger. And finally, Wilmington with possession. And they're looking to get a counter going, but broken up by Louisville City. There's a nice early ball for Louisville City in the early minutes of this match.
Yeah, if Hoffman hadn't fallen, he might have been able to put that ball to some use.
As a bend again, another deep ball for Louisville City in the early going. Was looking for Kyle Smith. That one going long and out of bounds will be a throw-in for the Hammerheads.
We're talking about Hoffman, by the way. He has been on fire of late. After kind of a slow start to the season, he has been scoring and making his presence felt. He had a long drought there, but he has certainly emerged and got a big one in that last match as well, where they had that dramatic comeback against Orlando.
He's actually a third in the league right now in scoring, behind Jack Medine of LA Galaxy 2 and then the Vancouver Whitecaps 2, with Kyle Gregg. Only two guys have scored more goals this season than Hoffman. As Louisville City again working from the middle of the field. Now on the left side. Broken up by the Hammerheads. Pressure by Louisville City, almost causing a turnover, but it'll be a foul against Louisville City. And the Hammerheads start it quickly.
Handball there. Jumps, but good pressure, as you said. Ranjinsing's an interesting story because we didn't see him at all. And Scotty Goodwin was the anchor back there, and obviously now with him getting ready to go and study for his medical degree at Harvard, they're making a change in goal. It's kind of difficult to combine that with playing in the USL, so he's going to move on to that. But boy, Ranjinsing, what a start, Jim. He's been terrific. And, you know, as an ex-goalkeeper, I appreciate, oh, this is dangerous here as there's a misplay in the back.
As now a real chance for the Hammerheads. That ball played into the box, shot deflected, will go over the post, will be a corner kick, first one of the night for the Hammerheads.
And you see Ranjinsing communicating with his defense, and that was the point I was going to make. In addition to a difference in skill sets, he's bigger than Scotty a little bit. It's the whole way goalkeepers communicate with their defense. Watch here. Nice job of settling the ball. Nice touch. And then the hard driven shot, but a good defensive play to turn it into just a corner kick.
And the kick taken low and near post, cleared by Kyle Smith, I believe. As again, that was actually Kyle Parker there that had a beautiful pass that led for that scoring chance for the Hammerheads.
He's the guy, as we said, the hero last game. He had the goal in stoppage time that led to that win there, second in a row. Ranjinsing using his height to take the corner.
As again, actually, I believe Ranjinsing got in one game only last year.
Yeah, he did. He played 90 minutes total the whole season.
As I think he also got in a U.S. Open Cup match in the second round when I believe they played Detroit FC, if I'm not mistaken, in the league below USL. It's now Louisville City working on the far side again. Pressure by the Hammerheads. As Shudowski again sends it to the far side. Another deep ball. A lot of long balls tonight in the early going for Louisville City. The Hammerheads attempted clearance there, but will stay with Louisville City as it goes out of bounds for a throw-in. As Montano now getting that over to a bend, trying to get a little fancy with the juggling, and Louisville City maintains control. As it falls back to Reynolds, and he sends it along the near side to Smith. Was looking for it Kay, but unable to get it to him. We'll see. We'll throw it in again. Back to Smith.
Oh.
And not quite paying attention there. Goes out of bounds. Possession back to the Hammerheads.
You know, this is a remarkable story of this Louisville City team that's been putting this run together. It's looking so cohesive. They didn't give up a goal in the month of May. And we talked about it, Jim, a lot about, I mean, they lost a lot of important players from last year.
Now a real chance from Quinn to Hoffman, but I believe he was offside.
Yeah, he was.
But again, in the early going, Louisville City, best opportunity of the match. Well, actually, no, excuse me, the Hammerheads a moment ago had the best opportunity.
The best legal opportunity. If you overlook the offside there, it was a great chance. But as I was saying, though, I mean, think about it. We've talked about it at length. They lost Fondy and Burke, and Dakers was a key part, and he's not even dressed tonight. And then, as importantly, defensively, ball's cleared here. Defensively, you know, they had such unity last year. Now this group has just not missed a beat.
And now Louisville City again. Hoffman racing down the near side, sends it into the box, looking for a late running player, but a nice play by Smits to jump on top of that ball.
Boy, that's an awkward play for a goalkeeper. He's got to be cognizant. Watch, he's got to be cognizant of the near post. I mean, he's close enough if he wants to try a long shot. That was the offside. But if he wants to try a shot in that situation, the goalkeeper just can't concede the near post. And then that cross was not an easy one for him to get to. He had to run it down. Dangerous ball by Hoffman.
As again, and Hoffman
Hoffman wanted to foul before he got pushed. The big fella, fair claw.
a lot of hands there in that play, as a couple players now on the ground.
That should be a foul, but they're going to play the advantage rule.
It's the Hammerheads. Lost control here, although Reynolds, a little dangerous play there. It's Louisville City getting it back now, working from the backside, the far side, up to a bend. Number of short passes here, a bend, getting pressured. Gets it to Quinn, and he'll switch fields to Kyle Smith. On the near side, Smith sets it up in the middle. Quinn.
Oh, that was actually a nice sequence there. The little square pass really wasn't even a through pass. Square pass that started it and opened up the pass to the opposite side by Quinn. Here you're seeing the tail end. That's the pass that came after the initial pass, and that's what created all this space. And then look at the little sequence here, a little touch, and he tries for the volley and just gets underneath it. But what a nice string of passes there for Louisville City.
And the right idea by Guy Ben there, just flicking it up. And a beautiful attempt by Quinn, as actually the first goal he scored for Louisville City was on a similar sequence. He scored off a beautiful volley in his first game in a Louisville City jersey. As Montano now deep in his own end with the throw-in. Now Fairclough. He'll send a ball into the middle of the field. Reynolds meets it in the air. And now Mark Anthony Kay. He loses it to the Hammerheads. And the ball will roll to Ranjit Singh. It's now Shinosky. Over to Quinn, another deep ball again. A lot of balls going to this right side. It's now Mark Anthony Kay. A nice play, but a beautiful defensive stop. Another shot and a save by Smits.
Wow, Louisville City starting to make a push here. The first ball, Hoffman was making a good run. It was nicely defended, but the threat wasn't over. Let's take a look again. As you said, Jim, there's the long ball to set it up. Now you'll see Hoffman making a diagonal run right there. It's broken up, but the ball's not out of danger yet. Beautiful header, second header, forces the goalkeeper to make a nice stop.
As Quinn there taking the corner kick for Louisville City, a low one. Now McCabe with the dummy. And now the break is on for the Hammerheads. But Reynolds will be the first one to the ball, and he'll get it safely to Ranjit Singh, who clears it. As that was another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer just a moment ago. Of course, last year Louisville City led the league in corner kicks. He led the world in corner kicks. It felt like every week they had about 10 corner kicks a game. It was unbelievable.
Is there a world database of corner kicks that you're referencing? I think you're making that up. They had a lot, though. It is safe to say they did have a lot. And it was an indication. That was a very attacking team, and that's what James O'Connor wants. And this team is, I'll tell you, their defense has been terrific, but they still are very much in an attacking mindset, no question. They've had 2 good chances tonight already. We're only in the 11th minute.
And so far, every chance for Louisville City has come from a deep ball from midfield from Aiden Quinn to the right side to either Kyle Smith or Chandler Hoffman. That's where every single play has originated from. Is now Reynolds was asking questions. McCabe gets it over now to the far side. Up to Lubin, the hero last game. Pressured. Nice pass to Montano, the cross, but dealt with nicely by Fairclough.
Forcing another Falls City corner. A beautiful overlapping run. Montano made the cross, and the defender forced to concede the corner. So we'll see. Louisville tried to dummy the last corner, a set play. Let's see what they do here.
That's Quinn again.
Looks like it's going to be an outswinger this time. Maybe pull it a little bit further off of the goal line.
And he sends this one in to the middle.
Oh, my!
Smits, that was a bizarre play there.
Well, that went right. I mean, I think he was startled. Montano, I think, was startled. He came right to him. It was undeterred. and he really couldn't do much with it. He just popped it straight up in the air. Take a look again. This ball comes untouched to Montano. Look, nobody. Boom, right there. Oh my, I'm going to guess he's going to wish he knew that was coming, because he would, I think, have done a little bit more than just pop it straight up in the air. What a golden chance for Louisville there.
It looked like Montenot was like a step too far away because it bounced right in front of him.
As I
and
said,
then
I think
shot up.
had he known it was going to come untouched, he'd have stepped. He had plenty of time to step into it and just take a volley on it, or even take a head on it. But
There's now a chance, a semi-chance for Louisville City. There's a couple opportunities there just now, as the Hammerheads will look to get this started, but
it's been a nice push for Louisville City here, though, in the first 12-plus minutes. They've had some scoring opportunities, good ones, quality ones, good ball movement, creative player movement too. Just really putting the pressure on.
the Hammerheads looking to attack.
That's a nice, ooh, well defended. Would have been a dangerous ball. Cleared away.
Oh, another chance along the far side. A beautiful ball in, a shot cleared by Shanoski.
Well, if this is any indication, we're going to have 90 minutes of chances, because I'll tell you, you're right, the Hammerheads have come right back here, Jim.
That's 13 minutes in, and this has been a lot of action early on, a lot of opportunities. There's another high ball, deep ball, midfield picked up by Reynolds. Now to the Hammerheads. Mark Anthony Kay trying to win it back for Louisville City. Hammerheads almost losing it a couple times there in that possession, as Louisville City playing a high line right now. Step in there. Louisville City with possession. Kay. That ball affected. A nice step in by Fairclough, I believe, to disrupt that pass. It's now the Hammerheads on the attack. And they'll look to switch fields. There's a ball played to Michau. A nice cross into the box, but a little too far. And that one will go out for a goal kick.
Leading scorer for this team is Bruno Perron, the Brazilian, who has on the season totaled 4 goals on 7 shots. 5 shots on goal, 4 of them have found the back of the net. So he has certainly been productive when he's had his opportunities.
As Rand Jitsing gets this one back into play. Met by a number of players. Louisville City ultimately winning the ball. It's now Smith. Back to a bend. A lot of pressure by the Hammerheads. Will go out of bounds, but will stay with Louisville City. There's a bend. Again, playing along the sideline, the Hammerheads. As that ball did end up going out of bounds. As Smith will look to restart it once again. Bizarre play there off the chest. Almost looked like it hit his arm, and a nice move.
Nice move there as well, change of pace, but well defended, unable to shake the defender.
As a shot.
Sean Reynolds?
Yes, Sean Reynolds, a beautiful job against Kyle Parker. As Parker put on a couple of nice moves in a row.
Reynolds stayed stride for stride. Well defended there, but
Corner
possession.
Quickly taken a short corner, passed back, cleared, but not far enough for Corbaz. A
Whoa!
beautiful shot and an even better save by Ranjitsing, as it'll be another corner kick.
You could see that coming. He was just unobstructed. Take a look here. The low header comes out, and he 1, 2, 3, 4 strides into it, and bam! And Ranjitsing does well to tip it over the bar. That was dangerous for the home team.
That ball had a vapor trail behind it. That thing had some pace, my goodness. As Corbaz, the man we just talked about, taking the corner, sends it into the middle. A chance, but broken up by Louisville City, but the Hammerheads not done yet. Another ball sent into the box. Still in the box, now out of danger, and there's the first goal of the match. The Hammerheads go up 1-0 here in the 17th minute off a broken corner kick play. Get it back. Beautiful play by the Hammerheads, as I believe that was Kyle Parker on the goal.
Parker again. Parker, we just mentioned at the top, scored the game winner in stoppage time in their last outing. Take a look again here. Look at how many purple shirts, but nobody can get a clearance. And on the backside, unmarked, is Parker, and he makes them pay. Beautiful delivery of the ball, though. The heavy lifting was done through that traffic on the far side, and Parker taking nothing away from finishing, which is he got the job done, but a terrific job of navigating the ball to him. And after all that early work for Louisville, they find themselves down here at home.
That was Jeff Mashaw that got that ball to Parker. He did a beautiful job to keep control of the ball, and then Parker, probably the easiest goal he's had of the season. He was all alone on that back post, and nothing Ranjitson could have done there.
Beautiful. But you mentioned Mashaw was the one who did the heavy lifting. He took on a couple of defenders, was able to turn and then thread the ball through a lot of shirts, not only purple shirts but blue shirts, and find his teammate there for an easy one on the backside.
Now Reynolds working on the far side as a Louisville City player went down holding his nose. That's Guy Aben. I believe he got knocked a little bit in the face, and
the ref's calling him out because there's probably blood, which necessitates a stoppage here.
Ben's still tending to his face right now, and for Kono, I guess he just got him.
Well, certainly when a player does that, he's trying to tell him it was inadvertent. You see the players on both teams wearing the Ali armband, which you had mentioned earlier. Obviously, there's you can just see it a little bit on Reynolds' right arm there. As the players on both sides, I'm sure, I'm going to guess, very gladly remembering the great champion. What an emotional day here in Louisville yesterday. My goodness.
I had the chance to go to that ceremony, and that is one of the most incredible things I've ever gone to, but more of that in a moment, as another chance for Louisville City, but cleared nicely by the Hammerheads, and they'll just send that one way downfield. As Montaneau had a beautiful cross into the box. He was all by himself on that far side.
You take nothing for granted, obviously. This is soccer, and nothing's guaranteed, but boy, you just get the feeling if Louisville keeps this kind of creative attack up, somewhere they're going to find the back of the net and get this game equalized. Of course, as you mentioned, and well, rightly so, Jim, the Hammerheads have had their opportunities too, so there's no guarantee that of a counter, Louisville didn't find themselves down 2-0. It's not like the Hammerheads are just laying back right here.
As Montaneau, again, another cross cleared by Fairclough once again, has called his name a number of times in the early going tonight. As here 20 minutes into this match. Of course, keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams. As now the Hammerheads in the middle of the field, there's Parker.
Good ball.
Nice sequence of passing there by the Hammerheads. Again, tight passing, Louisville City swarming.
Both changing fields. Nice ball by him, creating some space on that far side. Come back this way.
It's now Corbaz in the middle of the field. Louisville City still playing that high line. A nice layoff there, but picked up by Louisville City as Reynolds and Smith playing a little back and forth there. Smith again, a long ball. Mark Anthony Kay looking for it. Can't quite get it, but it'll keep the pressure up, and it'll be a throw in for their Hammerheads deep in their own end of the field.
Parker, who scored that goal in the 17th minute, playing not that far from home. Played at UNC Charlotte, staying in the state, moving to the beach in Wilmington. He scored the last 2 goals for his team, the winner in their last match in stoppage time, and then gets the first one here tonight.
There's Meekum sending it over to Fairclough again. Louisville City pressuring. Ball sent up. It's met by Montaneau. Up to Quinn. Trying to keep it in. Does. Gets it up to Hoffman. Then gets it back to Quinn, and he's pickpocketed. A nice play there by Martz. And they'll look to switch fields. as the attack is certainly on now. Hammerhead starting to smell blood. As that ball now in the box, and a bend getting it over to Mark Anthony Kay, and he loses it here, but there will be a foul called there on Michaud. Or excuse me, that was a Moose there on the foul as he took Mark Anthony Kay down. On the restart is Reynolds. And Louisville City working from the defensive third. Be interesting to see if they get another long ball along the right side, which is where they've gone basically all night. Now a bend. Over to Smith.
Too much too far. Good idea, but much too far. The field, by the way, when we started, 7:30 local time, bright sunshine. There's not a cloud in the sky, and as you're looking at your screen, the upper right quadrant right now is starting to be covered in shadow, which the players, I'm sure, will find very, very happily. But the rest of the field still bathed in sunshine here as we are closing in on 8 o'clock locally.
A nice move there, but Smith coming in to pick it up. As again, the Hammerheads, a number of chances as well, and of course they lead this one 1-0. If those of you just joining us, along Bob Valvano alongside Jim Womble here. Now Kyle Smith again. A ball going right back out of bounds.
Louisville City has had 8 road matches. They're unbeaten, 6 wins, 2 draws.
And I believe right now there's a water stoppage. And
that's a good idea.
And that might be due to the temperature tonight.
Well, there's no question it's due to the temperature. We don't see this in any game so far this year, but halfway through the half, essentially, they stop and everyone gets to hydrate, which is a good idea in this kind of heat. Started to say Louisville 2-1-1 at home. Only 4 home matches, twice as many literally away. They're 6-0-2 on the road. 2-1-1 at home. So they certainly don't want to drop another one at home and go to just 2-2-1 at home. When last year they were very strong on their home field here, 9-3-2, just 5-5-4 away from home. So they've already won more matches this year on the road than they did all of last year. So that's usually a recipe for success, but you gotta, it's like tennis, you gotta hold serve at home.
Yeah, that's true. As interesting as you mentioned again with the schedule, but Louisville City's about to come into a stretch where the majority of the games the rest of the way will be played at home. As well, a couple of back-to-backs again playing the Hammerheads here. But then on the 21st through the 9th, they'll have 4 straight home matches.
Yeah.
Easily the longest stretch of the season for Louisville City. They'll hit the road again, and then again another series where it's pretty much back-to-back home games, which Louisville City has not had this season as of yet. Yeah. And we talked about this at the beginning of the season. You think that would play into advantage if they played so well as they have the last 10 matches, that being able to close the season playing majority at home, you don't have to travel as much.
Well, certainly. And they've had some some long trips. They went to Canada. They went to Orlando, Florida. It's not like they've been playing Cincinnati every match where you just run up up I-71 as we have a whistle and a foul. It'll be a Louisville free kick. But you mentioned this match, then they go to Rochester, the defending champs, and then 4 straight at home. So essentially, not essentially, but exactly 5 of the next 6 at home. It's got to be an opportunity to make some hay here.
As Aiden Quinn, the captain, standing over this one, and he actually scored on a free kick in the last match. And of course, he had the goal of the year last season off of an incredible shot on a free kick.
If he scores from here, he'll be on TV again.
He'll be on SportsCenter once again as Quinn lining this one up. He sends this one in. A nice chip
it
off the
almost
post.
went in. He almost. Everybody missed it.
Oh my goodness.
The attempted header was missed, and it served essentially to dummy the goalkeeper, who missed it too. Take a look. Watch the effort at the header, misses it, the goalkeeper misses it, the defender misses it, and it almost goes in that far corner.
And again, the Louisville City almost scoring just now as another chance. Again, I'm still dumbfounded by what we just saw, but Wow.
Well, I'll tell you, on set pieces, there's been some crazy stuff. I mean, the one that went to Montano that nobody touched, that he was as startled as anybody. And that one, I promise you, Smits was thinking, I'm going to have to save a header or a deflection. Instead, it just came clear through and almost caught the far side.
That is the second ball
Second time.
by Quinn that missed everybody.
Nobody can touch it. I don't know why. It's supposed to be like a knuckleball.
Now the Hammerheads will look to
It is a baseball stadium after all. He must be throwing knuckles. That's a nice header there. Look out.
a real chance again by the Hammerheads. Not out of danger for Louisville City. A nice pass back. That ball chipped, but Ranjitsingh, that was a little harder than he thought initially.
That's what they train you to do. Don't take any chances with trying to catch one that close to the crossbar. Just take it out of harm's way. And you could see how he stumbled into the goal, so he wasn't exactly on balance. Boy, that was a very good and very effective counter by the Hammerheads. They had a great opportunity there. Their designated free kick and corner kick specialist, Carbaz, seemingly going to hit this one right-footed, going to in-swing, and we'll see how if Ranjitsingh can come off his line and get it.
And he sends this one in, and Ranjitsingh does, just as you said, picks it up nicely. As he'll let the guys get upfield and kind of let things settle down for a second, as a couple of bizarre plays back to back to back. As that ball played up, deflected and picked up by Lubin, broken up by the Hammerheads. As Meckham moves that up to Miller, and now he gets that even further along, and they'll switch fields.
Parker's having a good match. That was a nicely redirected ball, just chested it to his teammate right in stride there.
As again the Hammerheads. Still on this near side. Ooh, a nice move there by Mashaw. A fancy footwork, trying to get it, does. Hammerheads, a shot! And that one will sail over, as that was Dow with a nice chance there off a beautiful pass by Mashaw. He's had a couple of those tonight.
I was just going to say, this is just what he did on the other side that ultimately led to the Parker goal. You're seeing the tail end of it, a nice quick through ball there. And the shot just driven hard, but way wide, but still beautiful work by Mashaw. Try and create the scoring opportunity.
Again, Louisville City and Shinoski near midfield. Hammerheads applying a little pressure as Reynolds, a nice through ball to Kay, but broken up by Doe. Smith wins it in the air, trying to play it up to a bend. And the Hammerheads will eventually maintain control. I've got a whistle and a foul here going against Louisville City. That's the leading goal scorer there, Perrone, taking that for the Hammerheads. And the Hammerheads working out of the backfield, now up, somehow keeping it in. Not really sure how that happened, as Martz. Louisville City will break it up, and they'll look to get their attack started. That's a nice ball from Quinn to McCabe. And McCabe unable to get that to, I believe that was Kay he was looking for. Again, Mashaw. A nice ball there, a nice flick back.
Plenty of space over on that far side.
As that move broken up nicely by Montano. A nice ball into the box,
Oh
falling.
my goodness. He was offside anyway. I believe, yeah, he was. So that was unfortunate for Louisville. Those two men were completely unmarked, but they were, I think, both offside.
Again, that, had they been onside and that ball fell to Parker, but Ranjitsingh doing well to step in regardless. Now McCabe applying some pressure, losing it to the Hammerheads again. A little back and forth, and there's a whistle and a foul. That going against Quinn. As in the 32nd minute here, Wilmington still up 1-0 over the home side.
Keep in mind, we did have a stoppage for water break because of the extreme heat, so there will, I'm sure, be appreciable stoppage time at the end of this half.
Speaking of heat, I'm glad to say we're in the booth right now and not outside.
It's air conditioned, if you're wondering. Yes. Beautiful stadium here. Oh, look at the V Foundation logo in the back there. Our partners here, the Louisville City FC, is Ranjitsingh has no trouble with that one.
As Corbaz probably sent that one in a little too far in, as that ball easily picked up by Ranjitsingh. Now Shinosky getting that up to a bend, and they send it right back. They're working on that far side, and they'll look to switch fields all the way over to Smith again. Smith up to Kay. Kay pressured, and he'll lose it here, trying to win it back. And Louisville City does, as Mishaw, a little upset, thought he got fouled.
Beautifully played there.
There's an excellent chance again for the Hammerheads, but nice play, although potentially unintentional, off of Shinosky's back foot. But again, that Martz.
Yeah, and you could see he anticipated that ball. He was in a dead sprint before Louisville even played that ball, attempting to cross it, and it was a little soft. And he was, take a look here. Watch him. He's already in full sprint right here. And there he is, and he wins the battle to the ball and turns this into another dangerous opportunity for the visitors.
As the Hammerheads have another corner kick here. As Kabaz sends it in. Ranjitsingh not able to corral it, but eventually falling on it and will keep it in bounds instead of conceding another corner kick.
For that extra few inches, as terrific as Scotty Goodwin was, as we said, Ranjitsingh's about 4 inches taller, and that ball, those are the exact kind of plays where that extra height really comes in your favor.
As a dangerous ball in, the Hammerheads doing well to clear it, but only as far as Smith. And the Hammerheads eventually get this one back, sending it down. Reynolds will just let this one roll out.
They've been solid in the back. Not that they weren't solid at the beginning, the Hammerheads, but Louisville's quality chances have dried up a bit after a flurry early in the first 12 minutes of the match. They had 3 good scoring opportunities. They are coming fewer and far between. Here's a dangerous ball.
There's again another turnover in the middle of the field, leading to a chance for the Hammerheads. So Ben now working again on the near side over to Smith.
The benches are going to play a factor here. The amount of pressure. You mentioned Louisville playing a high line. These Hammerheads are putting a lot of pressure now on in the midfield, trying to force turnovers. You just take a look at some of those guys sitting there, and you got to think one of them, or more than one, is going to play a key part in this match, because with this heat, you're going to utilize every substitution you have.
As Montaneau sends that ball in, broken up by Fairclough.
Trying to shield it for a corner, and he will. Nice job that time by Luban.
It's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer. As Quinn, again, the man to take this one. We'll see if he actually hits somebody on this play.
Yeah, the same kick last time, if they can just be expecting no one to touch it, would be great. Again, that left-footed outswinger, here it comes.
And that one will go right to Smith.
I'm going to catch this one, I think.
I'm not leaving this one up to chance again.
That was the free kick was not as strange, because he's got to be concerned, the goalkeeper, with the guy making the header, so he can't just charge out. But the corner, just nobody touched it. It wound up on Montaneau's foot, and I think he was more startled than anybody.
As Reynolds breaking that up for Louisville City, but he is guilty of the foul, so we'll stay with the Hammerheads. As Corbaz again look to take this one. The last one he took from about this far out went right into Ranjitsingh's hands. They attempted a quick start there, but the ref having words with Niall McCabe, I believe.
Telling him to get 10 yards away. Got that radical concept.
As the Hammerheads working on this far side. Still in possession, though. Lubin almost picking up for Louisville City. Eventually falls back to him. There's pressure there. Shinosky passing it back to Ranjitsingh. To Reynolds. Reynolds pressured. Again, Ranjitsing eventually getting rid of the ball and sending it deep to Kay. Falling back to Kay off the deflection. Kay sends the ball in, and this one will go out of bounds for a goal kick.
That was a good ball by Ranjitsing, actually. He using his field skills there. They played back to him. He started to change field. They played it back to him again, and the pressure came up, and he's recognized the opportunity there to play a long ball. And he played a good one, and actually led to an opportunity for Louisville City there. The distribution by the goalkeeper quite good there.
And those of you interested in following the USL, a number of places to do that. You can become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive news. Again, Hammerheads on the attack.
Carbose and certainly the goal scorer Parker have been very, very solid right from the start here.
As Kay, nice play there, but turns it over as he was looking for a bend.
Who gets it? Parker. There's Carbose again right in the middle of it.
And the Hammerheads looking to reset again. And of course, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive news and interactive content. You can also follow them at USL on Twitter to keep up with all of the live action during the 2016 USL season. And of course, all USL matches are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel. Again, roughly the 39th minute here. Hammerheads still up 1-0. Thanks to that beautiful pass by Mashaw and finish by Parker. So that ball falling into the box. And Peroni deals with it, but a nice deflection there as Kay stepped in, hits off his back, but will stay with the Hammerheads.
You know, the players and James O'Connor alluded to the fact that he didn't work them quite as hard in training as he normally does. But after playing 10 men for over 50 minutes, and all the travel that they thought was he's got to give them a chance to refresh a little bit. It certainly hasn't looked like it's made them come out sluggish. They were attacking rather crisply in the first 12 minutes of the match, but this Hammerheads team's been resilient, gave up nothing and got one of their own, trying to make it 3 wins in a row.
And of course, you got to wonder what the effect of not having George Davis IV, as he's been a key player for Louisville City this season, has done to the team so far in this match. Of course, Ben Newman, who started a few times and also come off the bench, again, a player that will not be available for the next 3 matches. As Smith, that ball deflected and a bend, able to pick it up, and Louisville City will look to restart from midfield. As Shinoski getting pressured. Gets it up to Montano. Up to Quinn now. Back to Montano as a nice triangle set up by Louisville City as Montano will take it himself. And he'll send this ball to the far side.
Good idea, and then just in the bad execution. He worked through traffic. That was the perfect time to change fields. But, much too much pace on that ball and no chance for the intended recipient. Watched it sail out of bounds. Montano gestured to him. I think he thought he was going to make a run, and he did not, so it sailed harmlessly away.
Smith's picking this one up in the 41st minute.
What do you think with the water stoppage time? What do you think we get here tonight? That's always a great game we play.
Yeah, well, you have to think, because they stopped for at least a minute and a half, 2 minutes easily.
2 minutes easily, and then there was a goal scored. And so I'm going to say
Gotta go
4.
Over under 3?
Over under 3 would be, you probably get a push on the 3, I think. I'll take the over though. I'm going with 4. Good ball.
That's nice. Kay finding Hoffman, and that ball goes into the back of the net. As a number of Hammerheads players standing in confusion, they thought the goal would be no good, but Hoffman with the equalizer there, tying this one up here in the 42nd minute. 1-1 here at Louisville Slugger Field.
The league's 3rd leading scorer Finds the back of the net again. He did not make any mistakes, but look at this beautiful ball. This is a perfect ball. Great job chipping it over the defense. Too far out for the goalkeeper, Smits, to get it. And everybody pleads offside, but they fall on deaf ears. And Louisville's got themselves the equalizer in the 42nd minute. Beautiful delivery. Who made the pass? I didn't see the number.
Mark Anthony Kay with the assist there. And again, there's another look.
Look, I mean, that is absolutely a perfect delivery by Kay.
And Hoffman with a beautiful finish, though, an excellent run. And that one sent in the back of the net. As the Hammerheads, who'd played really well to this point, have to be a little upset to have played so well defensively to give that one up. But again, an excellent play. As now, Louisville City.
Well, that is such a lift when you've...
There's another chance here as Hoffman racing to it, but picked up by Smits.
And you've played pretty well, and you've had chances to go into the locker room behind. Just a little disheartening. You get a goal in the last 5 minutes. It's a big, big lift. And that was a beauty.
Smits, a deep ball off the punt all the way to Ranjitsing. Ranjitsing, a little dangerous play there as Parker was in the vicinity approaching him. Eventually getting up to Montano. A nice ball up to Hoffman. Hoffman, a nice through ball. Now a chance for Lubin, but he loses it. As Fairclough, the big man in the back, clearing it. But only as far as Montano, as Louisville City now back in control. It's Quinn. Montano looking for Hoffman, but picked up nicely by Meckham. We go back to Louisville City. Again on the far side, Lubin to Quinn, back to Lubin, but Fairclough stepping in. And he'll win it for the Hammerheads. And they'll look to get their counter started, but again, Louisville City picking it up. Back to the Hammerheads. That's Corbaz, a nice ball into the box, but too far over the head as Ranjitsing will chase it down and pick it up.
That goal, by the way, for Hoffman, his 9th of the season in this 12th match for Louisville City.
Smith looking for Kay there, but picked up by Dow as he tried to send it to the midfield. As Quinn now with the ball for Louisville City. Up to a bend. As we're in the 45th minute here. It's Montano. A nice cross in, but picked up out of the sky by Meckham. Not out of danger yet, the shot. And that one will go out of bounds for a goal kick.
Oh, what a good chance that was. Hoffman trying to hit it with the outside of his right foot and mishit it a little bit. I think McCabe was hoping he was going to get a chance to run onto it from the back there. So either guy had an opportunity. It goes for naught.
Smits again. Probably have a couple minutes of stoppage time here.
Couple?
At
Wait
least.
a minute. Now
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Quickly you changed your tune there. Here we go. Let's see. 3. So that was it. If you 3, the over/under. It's amazing those odds makers, don't they know? Just remarkable.
They certainly know what they're doing.
They know their business. So everybody's refunded. It's a push.
As again, 3 more minutes here as Smith on the far side. Was trying to find Hoffman there in the middle, but broken up by the Hammerheads. There's now a chance for Wilmington, but too far in front as it will fall to Ranjitsing.
I like that. Ranjitsing recognized chance for a quick counter. Look at all this space on this side.
As Montano getting it over to McCabe. McCabe, oh, looking for Kay, but again, the Hammerheads breaking the play up. Now a bend.
It's twice, though. The Louisville goalkeeper has been a catalyst for a legitimate offensive attack. That one even more so than the first time. How quickly he recognized all that room and just started the counter quickly to plenty of space.
As the bend was looking for Kay on that play. Again, the Hammerheads. Organized on the back line. That ball still up in the air. It's anybody's, but Chinaski steps in.
Ooh, overlapping run. Tried to find him.
As a nice play there as Meckham trying to get things started on that far side, and a ball knocked out of bounds will stay with the Hammerheads.
I don't know if you can see it on your screen. Quinn trying to make an overlapping run. It was broken up. As he tried to hit the brakes, he was right on the border between that grass and the artificial surface, and down he went. And that's always a concern if you haven't seen a game here before.
As Mart's a moment of magic there to hold on to the ball, as we have a whistle here as Kay.
And the official immediately signals he wants some medical attention very quickly. Wasted no time.
I believe he got hit in the face, and that's what I saw in live action, and he immediately went down.
This is twice now, I believe. Carboz has been involved in that. Last time he offered his apologies, said it was inadvertent. I didn't see this play, but the referee immediately called for medical attention to Kay, so I'm not sure what he saw, but we'll see if this gets a booking for number 8, Carboz.
And Louisville City training staff out on the field. Kay helped up to his feet there.
Ask him, do you know where you are?
As he appears to be fine, as he was kind of nodding yes, and pointing to where he looks like he's pointing to the side of his head there.
Yeah, that's always dangerous. Nothing to make light of course. The concern with head injuries in all sports, and certainly soccer as well. As you saw for a quick moment, Dr. Christopher Pitcock make his way out there, the team physician.
Of course, this will probably add another minute or so on to the game, potentially 2 here. As a decently long stoppage, as Kay is still making his way over to the sideline. That's why play has not resumed yet. So he'll probably sit out just the rest of the first half, as this one nearly over. And play finally does resume. Of course, Louisville City for the moment will be down a man. Shunaski sending the ball up to Lubin, and he'll kick it back to Quinn. And Louisville City will reset with Ranjitsing.
They need to go to their Orlando 10-man attack here in the last minute.
As Kay just now stepping back onto the field, so teams at full strength. As Quinn now getting it up to a bend. His touch betrayed him there, but it falls to Kay. A nice ball to McCabe, but broken up by the Hammerheads again. And an excellent job of keeping that ball in there by Martz. Well, he almost turned it over and almost cost him, actually. Now Quinn. Corbas stepping in.
And that'll do it for the first half.
As Louisville City scoring late in this first half in about the 41st minute or so to equalize this one 1-1. Of course, Wilmington FC, that goal scored by Kyle Parker. And for Louisville City, it was Chandler Hoffman. And that'll do it for the first half. Once again, Bob Valvano alongside Jim Womble. Stay tuned, as the second half will be coming up in about 15 minutes or so, as we'll be back with more USL action.
it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Bernardo Fords. It's in! Rochester has the lead. And again, it's St. Louis.
welcome back into Louisville Slugger Field here in Louisville, Kentucky, as Louisville City FC again playing host to the Wilmington Hammerheads. They went 1-1 at the first half, as we'll get a look here at some highlights from the first half. Starting off here, a couple chances early for Louisville City. A nice chance there by McKay, but a beautiful save by Smits. And again, another look here, Smith to McCabe, and again, the save by Smits. A corner here, a bizarre play, bounced right in front of Montaneau, didn't know what to do, and Smits picks it up. Here's the Wilmington goal as Mashaw with a beautiful pass to Kyle Parker, as Mashaw definitely doing the heavy lifting there. And Kyle Parker there celebrating with his teammates, and Aiden Quinn here with the most bizarre free kick I've ever seen. The ball missed everybody, took a bounce, and hit the post. As again, a chance here for Wilmington as Ranjit Singh having to lean back and pop that one over the post. As again, there's Mashaw, another beautiful pass and the chance for the Hammerheads. As now Mark Anthony Kay to Hoffman for the goal for Louisville City in the 41st minute, and we'll get another look at that. A beautiful pass by Mark Anthony Kay, and Hoffman with the finish, that giving him 9 goals on the season. As they're celebrating, and Jim Womble alongside Bob Valvano, and there's a look at some of the stats there, and I'm not sure the stats necessarily tell the story, as it was an incredible first half.
Well, it was a lot of action and a lot of opportunities for Louisville, even though they only managed to get one shot on goal. Wilmington only had 2. They both had chances, and I think it's reflected a little bit. Sometimes this stat is misleading, but there were 8 corner kicks in the half, and certainly I think both teams had some really inspired attacks, and you just got the feeling early that there were going to be some scoring chances, and sure enough, one each way. And so we'll start anew here with 45 minutes, and wondering if the heat will be a factor. I just peeked in on the national team's game a minute ago and saw that the referee is cramping up. To give you an idea, I mean, they literally had to stop the game for the referee. So when the referee's suffering from some of the elements of the heat, you can be sure that the players are, and we'll see how it plays out. Although the most of the field is pretty much in shade now. It's cooled off appreciably, but still, that first half was a scorcher, and I still believe the benches are going to be significant as we get late into this match.
And speaking actually of the U.S. game, if anybody wants an update, the U.S. is up 1-0. They're in the second half, and DeAndre Yedlin went out in roughly the 47th minute, picking up his second yellow card. So the U.S. is down a man, but at the moment still up 1-0 over Paraguay.
If they win or tie, they are through to the next round. So that's the significance of that.
We're mere moments away here as the teams will switch sides, as now the Hammerheads and that white and light color blue will be attacking from left to right, and starting off early there. A deep ball right off the start. Again, Louisville City in the home purple will be attacking from right to left.
You see them 3 men up there. This was by design, I think. They're going to put the pressure on, and they take the ball away deep in the corner.
As an interesting decision there by Montaneau, as he seemed to kind of just let him have it there. He stepped away from the ball.
He didn't want him to kick it off him and give up a corner. But they've got Louisville here in a very tenuous spot, and they've forced another mistake, and now it'll be a throw-in as the Hammerheads, this by design here, put a little pressure on right out of the chute.
As Meckham, as we get a nice look at him. And there's that Ali patch once again, as he's setting this one back in, picked up by Quinn. Quinn taken down, no whistle. And the Hammerheads trying to maintain control, and McCabe for Louisville City looking for Hoffman, but way too far in front of him.
Well, you can tell, obviously, when you're going to push up that hard, if Louisville could get a clean steal, there would be a chance for a counter. That's what they looked for, trying to run Hoffman, as you said, down that sideline, but too far for him, and Meekum throws it in.
As that ball broken up by Quinn off the throw-in. Now Lubin back to Quinn. A nice ball there by McCabe to Lubin. Lubin sends the ball in, but right to Smits as Hoffman was hungry, searching for another goal. But that ball too far in front of him, and Smits doing well coming off his line. As Smith's again waiting a long time. Get this one back in. And he'll send a deep ball downfield. Is up to a bend now for Louisville City. Briefly broken up, but Reynolds stepping in to maintain control, and he's taken down. Excuse me, that Mark Anthony Kay there again with the assist on that goal for Louisville City in the first half. It's now Reynolds. Louisville City working from the defensive third. A bend. Now up to Smith again on that far side, across, deflected. Hoffman.
It's in the back of the net.
I couldn't even tell from this angle. That's incredible. Hoffman, somehow that ball took a deflection, came to Hoffman, and he found the near post. I'm not sure.
Well, we got to see how it wound up there, because as you said, the cross was deflected. A beautiful ball to space there, and Smith carried it and then struck a hard cross, and at that point there were three players who went for it, the defender, the goalkeeper, and we'll see if he actually put it in the back of the net. Take a look here. Well, it did. It hit it off the defender. Beautiful play by Hoffman to get a foot on it, but then he played it off the defender, the big fella Fairclough. And that's his second goal of the match here in the 48th minute, and the goalkeeper rather, Smits, really was relegated to no chance because it essentially got redirected twice, once by Hoffman and once by his defender.
As now the Hammerheads with a chance here, but he's called offside, as that's Kyle Parker. And still a bizarre play. As
so here it is. Let's take a look. I was going to say, I hope they can show it to us again. This is a nice job here, though. This part was well done by Smith. He sees the space, drives a good cross in there, and then you see the goalkeeper, Smits, he can't commit because that ball could carry across to the far post. Hoffman deflects it and deflects it off the defender, and in that short side it goes. A beautiful goal, actually. A little bit of bad luck for Smits, but a nice job by Hoffman to run onto it and get to it and redirect it.
What a way to start the second half for Louisville City. Now up 2-1 here in the 48th minute.
Well, how about Hoffman, though, huh? Wow, that is now. He came into the match with 8 goals, 2 tonight, 10 in 12 matches. That's a pretty healthy pace, to say the least.
As Lubin now picks it up, chances for Quinn and Louisville City again. And dealt with but for the Hammerheads.
Louisville wanted a foul, and I think they're going to get it. They are. You know, we mentioned it a lot. Shaken up a little bit is Quinn, but he seems to be okay. Yeah, you have to talk about it. Matt Fondley set a record last year. He was a record-setting goal scorer. As you take a look again here at the foul, right? Nice touch by Montaneau, and then coming from the back, a little recklessly is Miller, and that causes the foul. But I mean, it's a legitimate question. It's not, you know, lamenting the past or anything. It's just talking about, hey, that's a lot of goals to fill, and Hoffman certainly is doing well to try and take a bit of a chunk out of that footprint, huh?
Yeah, big shoes to fill, and he's doing really well this season. As Leuven losing it there to the Hammerheads on the back line, but we'll stay with Louisville City as it goes out of bounds. McCabe trying to get that one to Montaneau. Players trip up there. No harm, no foul. Of course, Louisville City fans, with that second goal tonight, fans receive 50% off regular menu price large and extra large pizzas all day tomorrow by using promo code LCFC50. That, of course, on all online orders. Again, that code LCFC50 at Papa John's. There's Miller. Hammerheads captain setting things up. Picked up by Quinn on the ground, but the Hammerheads almost getting the ball back, and they eventually maintain control, but not for long. As Quinn sends that one along the near side. Up to Hoffman, and he'll lose it as Corbaz stepping in. Little pinball action here, neither team with control. And now the Hammerheads finally do get control. That ball played, but deflected by Montaneau on the far
that was
side.
a little dangerous there, but out of harm's way.
again. Now Kyle Parker for Wilmington. Reynolds a nice poke away, but it falls back. And the shot, but that one sailing over as that ball never had a chance. But the right idea there for Wilmington as they look to get an equalizer here.
This is a Louisville team, as we said, went through the entire month of May without giving up a goal. And now they gave up one here in the first half. And that's coming off a match where they gave up 3 on the road. So they have given up some goals of late. But, boy, I'm not sure you want to play from behind against this team the way they have been able to defend when they've needed to.
A little back and forth play there, in the middle of the field. But now Lubin picking it up for Louisville City. Back to Quinn along this near side. Quinn was looking for McCabe, but deflected by Wilmington. Back to Quinn, at least momentarily. Eventually Wilmington with control as Moose getting the counter started, and he might just do it by himself, and he finally leaves it off. Nice ball there. Montaneau picking up. Nice layoff there. Miller once again standing over, and Wilmington will look to reset. As Meckham sending it in, but Ranjitsingh coming crashing in.
Well, James O'Connor trying to protect his goalkeeper. You see him in the bottom left corner of your screen pleading his case. Hey, their guy may be down, but he ran our goalkeeper. And let's see who that is down there. Can't see the number. I'm not sure who that is. Take a look again.
Ooh,
well,
wow.
you know, hey, that's how a goalkeeper's got to go get it. If you're going to go and mix it up with the big boys, he's grabbing his left leg as he went down.
Kyle Parker there.
That's a guy they don't want to lose. He's been terrific. Scored their goal earlier tonight. Scored the game winner in stoppage time in their last match. He's been very, very good all night long, and you can see him limping on that left leg as he crashed into Ranjitsingh.
At least potential good news for Wilmington fans there. He did manage to get up on his own strength. And play will finally resume here. It's now Quinn. Again, another deep ball for Louisville City, looking for Lubin. A nice touch off the head, but Fairclough clears it for Wilmington. It's Montaneau now sending them deep along the line to McCabe.
What's the call going to be?
Every player is looking up confused. I believe it will be a goal kick, though. Yep. A lot of Louisville City fans wanting that corner. Smits looking to send this one downfield as he's got a mammoth leg. Sends that one across midfield. Anybody's ball right now. Back and forth up in the air. Falling to Quinn eventually for Louisville City. It's now Kay. Along that far side. Looking to put the moves on. He's triple teamed. Gets the ball away but loses it. As Reynolds doing well to come in and start the play over again as Quinn off McCabe's foot now in the box. Lubin picking it up. Losing it here. Now the Hammerheads. The counter is on. As Moose sending it over to Corbaz. Now along the far side. Putting the moves on. The shot will take a deflection off Corbaz. It'll be a goal kick to Louisville City. As that was Mashaw there with the shot attempt. And of course, in the first half, he had a number of beautiful passes.
I like the fact that Louisville City's not just trying to sit on this lead, but the danger, of course, is you leave yourself open to a counter. That was a pretty good one right there. And this team has shown their ability to turn it around quickly in transition.
As McCabe now with the ball, surrounded. Back to a bend. A bend losing it. Kyle Parker stepping in and fighting off a bend, maintaining control. Looking to get it back. A couple players going down. Now Mark Anthony Kay with all kinds of time and space along the far side, racing downfield. He sends the ball in. Lubin all by himself, settles. He's got a man. Went to Fairclough. Off to Hoffman now. Back to Lubon. Still in the box. Quinn with an interesting shot attempt. And Smits with the save ultimately. My
He
goodness.
is a creative scorer, Quinn. We've seen him on those free kicks work some magic, and he tried to make a creative one there. Just lofted up into that far corner and almost pulled it off.
There's about 12 minutes gone in the second half here, and just like the first half, a number of chances for both teams, really. And Louisville City, of course, getting that Chandler Hoffman goal. As there again is another look at this.
He's going to just try and chip it to that far corner. But an easy play for Smits, but nice idea.
Smith sending that one high up into there again as Quinn trying to head that down. Was looking for Kay. Now Wilmington working on that far side, tight lining the out of bounds line. Quinn looking to settle. Picked up by Corbaz though, as Wilmington will look to switch fields now. Up to Meckham. Meckham getting it back, a little give and go there, but it'll go out of bounds as he was trying to work with Moose along this near side. As we've got a substitution here for Louisville City. As it looks like
Magnus Rasmussen.
and he'll replace Mark Anthony Kay. Of course, Mark Anthony Kay had that knock late in the first half, and you have to wonder if he was feeling some of the effects.
Maybe. He's played a nice match, had that beautiful assist.
Of course, Magnus Rasmussen was the first goal scorer in Louisville City history last season in the home opener. So his name is forever etched in Louisville City lore.
Answer to a trivia question.
As now that ball with Fairclough and Wilmington. Pressure applied by Louisville City. They'll win it back as Montano. And working on this near side, working with Hoffman. And that ball will go out of bounds, will stay with Louisville City. Montano, the long throw, and that to nobody,
Well,
except for Moose.
Yeah, nicely defended by Moose. He'll start the counter here.
A nice ball again on this near side, but Shinosky will break it up. That ball bouncing up in the air will go out for a throw-in. We'll stay with the Hammerheads.
Just how the first half started. They tried to pin Louisville in this corner, put some pressure on.
As Meckham, a beautiful cross looking for Parker, but Reynolds, the first man to the ball, as Wilmington will have to restart their attack. As Mashaw, a nice cross in, beat everybody.
That was a dangerous ball, absolutely. I think you saw Ranjinsing stumble on that seam between the grass and the carpeted area there. It was a nice ball to the far post, just out of the reach. Take a look here. Start to see the run coming from down at the bottom of your screen. There it goes, and just bounces. Nobody able to touch it. The keeper couldn't get it, but a little bit too far for Moose to get a foot on it.
It's now back to Wilmington as Fairclough pressured by Rasmussen. That ball will be sent upfield. Back to Louisville City is now Quinn looking to get things started, sending it up to Rasmussen, losing it to Corbaz. Nice pass as he's all by himself on this near side. He's going to do it himself. A nice ball in, player slipping, and Reynolds cleans up, looking for Rasmussen. Excuse me. It's a Lubin there. And a lovely play by Martz as he just put on the afterburners.
He's had a good match also. He's also been a standout player for them. I think he and certainly the goal scorer, Parker's been outstanding, as has probably, although he's been in the middle of a couple of injuries to Louisville's players, Carbo's. But those three guys, I think, have been very, very solid.
As we have a foul here, I believe, going against Wilmington as Quinn will look to take this one. And he leaves it off.
Quinn's got a couple of armbands. The C for the captain and Ali, in memory of the great champion.
As that ball going out of bounds will be a goal kick for Wilmington. Of course, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
It's a shame about boxers. They really can't get endorsement deals for shoes because there's not many people need boxing shoes. I don't think. It's not going to fly those off the shelves.
You know what? That's a good point.
I mean, or trunks. I mean, there's only what are they going to robes? Maybe they should get into the robe business.
Definitely the robe game. That's part of the big march.
Yeah, I mean, at least something. There's a whole lot else that they could.
Tattoo, maybe.
People don't generally need boxing gloves. I don't think.
Nice.
Unless you have a very contentious marriage, maybe.
All right. So now 63 minutes in, and Wilmington down 2-1 here in
Nicely
Louisville, Kentucky.
defended there. Beautiful. Beautiful play there by Smith.
Now Lubin getting up to Quinn. They'll get it right back. Excuse me. Now to Montaneau.
He's got some room.
Certainly does along this near side. Up to Lubin now. They'll look to put the moves on.
Oh, nicely defended there.
As there is a whistle, and that will be a foul going against Lubin, I believe.
Yeah, as the ball was taken away. A little contact there. Beautiful defense by the Hammerheads on that one to win it back. Smits
Sending the long ball downfield as Shinoski towering over Parker wins it in the air. And now a chance, but Fairclough, nice play just clearing it.
Yeah, he is a very solid. Will always take the high percentage play. He's not going to try and get tricky with it. Get it out of harm's way. As a goalkeeper, you like to see that. You don't want your guys getting cute back there where you got to clean up the. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That was my bad.
Yeah, that's.
I was sending a tweet.
Yeah, just blast it over the sideline and let's regroup our defense.
As this ball will stay with Louisville City. Montaneau sending this one in to Rasmussen. Nice ball to a bend, as if Rasmussen hadn't fallen. That was a nice play. As now Lubin back to Rasmussen.
Boy, some tight quarters there. Some really tight passing on both teams. The referee almost gets in the middle of that one.
So you said it there, a nice sequence of passing there. And now a long ball from Martz. Parker heading it back. And will fall into the box, and Ranjitsingh will play with it a little bit before picking it up. And he'll play the short ball to Shinoski. Now up to Lubin. Fairclough stepping in, winning it for the Hammerheads. Now Corbaz in the middle of the field. He's got some space. And he'll look to switch fields. Now up to Mashaw. And he'll send it back. And they'll switch the fields all the way to McCam on this near side. Oh, nice play there by Parker to Corbaz. And that pass looking for Martz. A little too far in front of him. It's now Fairclough being pressured. And that ball will go out of bounds to Louisville City. In the 66th minute here, Louisville City up 2-1 off of that early second half goal. Now Montaneau.
I'm going to guess in probably about 5 or 6 minutes, and it's not really going on a limb to say this. Let's say that's not a guess. Let's say we'll keep an eye on it. You got to think both coaches are going to start thinking about timely substitutions, not only because of the match the way it is, 1-goal deficit, but because the heat.
As Martz chasing that ball down.
Nice.
And he beats Montaneau briefly. Montaneau recovers, that ball sent in, but nobody on the far side of the box as McCabe is all by himself. And he'll look to get something started. Trying to find Hoffman. Ball sent back. Hoffman battling, and will end up getting a throw in for Louisville City. Smith. And he'll get it right back. Nice couple short passes there for Louisville City. Wilmington.
Oh, somebody's a little shaken up down there for Louisville. Pleading his case to the official. Is that Quinn? True, that was down there. I believe it's Quinn, yep.
As well, looks like we're going to get another substitution, here in just a moment.
Yeah, as I said, we certainly can expect to see that here.
As it looks like Aiden Quinn, his night is done, and Paulo Del Piccolo will be replacing him.
Quinn's had, as always, a solid match tonight. So good at just controlling things and really just being the catalyst for so many of the attacks.
And of course, Aiden Quinn was the man taking all the set pieces tonight for Louisville City.
A lot of room here to just carry the ball right through the heart of the defense.
As Martz was trying to find Parker, but broken up by Louisville City. Back to Fairclough, and he'll send it deep downfield. As Corbaz. And they'll eventually switch fields here now on the far side. Trying to get some combination passing. Louisville City's back line playing well there.
Yeah, both guys did well there. Nice job breaking up the initial one by Smith. And then Reynolds came over and knocked it over the sideline.
There's a collision there.
Smith goes down hard.
And he's holding his head. A couple players now for Louisville City have taken some knocks to the head, and he'll receive some medical attention.
I think what you're seeing here tonight, obviously, with good reason, is anytime there's any kind of a stoppage because of a blow to the head, the referee stops the game, and he wants medical attention out there. Take a look right here. Shoulder to the temple, and down he goes.
Of course, this is another chance, a good chance for a couple players that they want to get water with the brief stoppage. Again, hydration is going to be a key on a night tonight to maybe try and prevent some cramping, which could come into play later in this game.
Looks like they're going to give everybody a formal water break, as they did in the first half. We're about at the same point, a little bit. It's exactly the same point. It was in the 23rd minute, the 24th minute of the first half, and we are in the 24th minute of this half, 25th minute actually, to be more precise. So it's about the same thing. Very prudent. It was very hot. If you're just joining us, the temperature in the artificial turf, which is the part of the field, you can see the outline. This is a baseball field as well for the AAA affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds, the Louisville Bats. What is essentially, not essentially, but what is the infield is covered with an artificial surface, the dirt part of that. And we were told that at 3 o'clock this afternoon, the temperature of that part of the field was 160 degrees. So it cooled off a little by game time, and I'm sure it was still pretty toasty out there for these players. So that's just good business to get everybody a chance to get hydrated here.
Of course, now no sunlight on the field, so I'm pretty sure all the players are glad for that, as it should be a little cooler on the field. As we'll get another substitution here, this time a Wilmington substitution as number 11, Lowell, coming on. Of course, Cameron Lancaster also for Louisville City. He's replacing Andrew Lubin.
So Lancaster for Lubin. Law went in for who for Wilmington? We don't know who went out, do we?
Unfortunately, didn't get a good eye on the board there. There's a look at Lowell. And again, also another look at the Muhammad Ali wristband that every player is wearing, or armband, rather. As Ranjitsingh and play finally resuming after the nice water break. And a nice play along this near side. Law looking to get into the action early. stepping in as Montagneux. Now Lal again.
Whoa.
A errant shot there.
That was a 50-cent thrown out the first pitch miss hit there. That thing was well offline. Good idea. He really did a lot of heavy lifting there right off the bench. Came back and took on a couple of defenders, cut it back, then tried to bang it with that left foot, but mishit it all the way over the far sideline.
Lal, I think, was a little off balance on that shot, kind of throwing his equilibrium off, if you will. Now Shinosky is looking for Hoffman. Now Wilmington working out of the backside. There's Fairclough up to Meckham now, along on this near side again. Up to Corbaz, pressured, and they'll have to send it back to Fairclough. Rasmussen stepping in to win it for Louisville City. Yarnowski pressured, gets it up to a bend. He's got a little bit of time. Getting it up to Lancaster now, along this near side. Lancaster holding onto the ball. Now up to Del Piccolo. Now to Rasmussen. He'll look to center the ball. He's pressured. He'll lose it. Now Del Piccolo gets it back before losing it there. Dangerous ball there to Corbaz, and he does well to get that to Meckham and out of danger.
That was well defended, actually. Louisville did a pretty nice job there and could not find an opening. And not only did they break the play up, they kept possession for themselves and now get to organize and try and start out with the count.
It's Kyle Smith stepping in there, breaking up the play. Looks like we'll have another substitution here. This one again for Louisville City, as a number of changes now made early as Montagneux's night is done.
Tarek Morad will come in, I believe. All right, that is exactly what it is.
Morad. Louisville City now a number of fresh legs now onto the field, and as you mentioned earlier, you're wondering when that was going to start to happen. About 15 minutes left here. Parker, his touch betrayed him there, and a bend clearing it for Louisville City. And that ball will go out of bounds and will go to Louisville City. Of course, keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams. As Lal getting pressure, double team there, not giving up on it. And a little too aggressive there, and he'll earn himself a booking.
Didn't take long. Kind of shrugging as we get a substitution here for the Hammerheads. It'll be Parker, who's had a brilliant match, going to step off. Casey Townsend going to come on.
As that's a Chevrolet yellow card for Lal. Wilmington Hammerheads.
Got them a booking again right there.
So now the Hammerheads with a chance there. Of course, that during that replay. All dancing with the ball. Hammerheads with possession here, getting the throw in deep in Louisville City territory. As Meckham was looking to throw it in quickly.
He did well just to keep possession there, making a got a foot out and then knocked it off the Louisville defender and keeps possession for his team.
As a deep throw, and he was looking for Townsend there.
Like a tennis elbow at all these throw-ins here. He's got one more.
Now Meckham again, dancing on the sideline. A nice touch patch there, Townsend, but he's offside. Townsend getting a lot of touches earlier, at least a lot of balls looking for him. Again, Wilmington down 2-1 here to Louisville City.
Now Louisville City, of course, no rush on restarts. In our 78th minute, the clock becoming a factor as 2 unanswered goals for the home team, both by number 17, Chandler Hoffman, his 9th and 10th of this season, giving them a 2-1 lead.
As Rasmussen there trying to get fancy with the back pass, broken up by Wilmington. The counter's on. Now along this near side. That's Miller. And off the pass it back to Meckham. He sends the ball in. Aben meets it with his head. Falling back to Corbaz. Now they'll look to switch fields. And there's Mashad. A nice attempt, but that one sailing over the post and will go out for a goal kick. And Mashad, I don't know if he caught it on camera, but frustrated, wanting to put that one at least on frame, as he put a lot of power on that shot.
Yeah, he made a nice move, and everybody, including me, was waiting to see the cross, and there's a kind of element of surprise. Took a bad angle shot. It was a very tough angle, as you'll see right here. He just creates a little room for himself here with a nice change of pace right there. That's a very tough angle, but maybe he wasn't trying to shoot it. I think he was. But his teammates showed exasperation there at the 6-yard line. Palms outstretched to the sky. Why aren't you crossing that ball?
Now Murad clearing it for Louisville City, almost finding Hoffman.
Obviously, this Hammerhead team is going to have to push up, and Louisville, cognizant of that, might be able to find somebody for a long ball, a through ball that creates a scoring opportunity. But right now, the first order of business is to defend, nurse that lead at 2-1.
There's Wilmington working through Corbaz, and they'll have to switch fields. Now back to Miller. A nice step in there by Murad. He'll lose it though. Over to Meckham. Now back to Corbaz for Wilmington. Working on this near side with Meckham.
Just set there by Meckham and a turnover.
Del Piccolo stepping in.
That's 3 points for a takedown, I think.
Lancaster taken down there. That clear foul. The Louisville City free kick here. Again, as you said, the clock is kind of Louisville's friend right now, but if this game's been any indication, 2-1 is not a safe lead for Louisville City. Wilmington's had a number of chances tonight. As Ranjitsingh getting pressured, and he'll clear it.
But that's what the pressure does on the goalkeeper. Forces a mistake over the sideline, and now Wilmington going to have a throw-in. 7,761 on hand tonight. A nice crowd on a nice night here in the Bill.
As we've got another substitution, this one again for Wilmington. As that's number 9, Homer, coming in for Wilmington, and he's replacing Jeff Mashah, who has played extremely well tonight. So now Meckham.
Actually, Barnes, Homer Matthew Barnes is the player that's come into the game.
A chance there by Wilmington, but
No, maybe I've got it wrong. You're right. I think it's Barnes. I'm sorry. We've got it 2 ways on our sheet. I apologize for that.
so Matthew Barnes Homer, there we go.
That's all right. Well, I knew there were a lot of names. He could be a college president. He's got a lot of first names. That's exactly right. Matthew Barnes Homer. I apologize, Mr. Barnes Homer. Didn't mean to disrespect your family.
At first you don't succeed, try again.
That's it.
As a deep ball there, and Chinaski guiding it to Ranjitsingh. In the 82nd minute here, Louisville Louisville City still up 2-1. And Rand Jitzing will send this one way downfield. Off of Fairclough's head, Hoffman getting control in the box.
Love one more for a hat trick.
Looking for support now, Del Piccolo. Oh, an
Whoa.
opportunity for Lancaster.
Oh my!
But he tried to be a little too fancy with that one almost as he settled, put a move on, and then a beautiful job there by some Wilmington defender that came in.
Did he deliberately play that back to his keeper? That's, you don't often see them from that tight range just drill it back to the keeper, but he did, and it worked out fine.
A bizarre play there for
It
sure.
was a little different. You get those at the end of the game. Teams desperately pushing up. Nicely defended there. That's a solid game too by Reynolds. Take a look here.
So again, there's Hoffman.
Now watch this right there. He turns. He's getting ready to shoot. I'm not sure he was playing it back. The keeper was knocking it away from him, but either way, it was well defended from the back. Boy, he did take a long time though. He was open. If he turned a little quicker, he could just pull that trigger. I think. Not sure he realized he was that open.
Yeah, he tried to set up the shot a little
or
too much.
the other way. Maybe he realized how open he was, and he took a little too long. You might be right. But either way, that was a wasted opportunity because he'll rarely get that ball that open in that spot very often again.
Again, another substitution for Wilmington as all the subs rolling on now as Wilmington looking to get an equalizer.
And that one slipped in on me. Didn't see it either. Let's see if we can catch it from the PA. I'm not sure they announced it already. I guess they did.
We'll hopefully get that to you here in a minute or two as now Corbaz working in the middle of the field. Centers it. Now over to Meekum. Meekum, a nice cross in, broken up by Reynolds, but not over yet. A nice attempt there, but Smith will guide this one.
Oh, he's going to keep it in.
Incredible play there. Second effort, a cross sent in, but
Oh, man.
nobody home.
All that work, and then what he did with it at the end, not his best effort there. What an effort by Due. What a play that was. Look at this. Not only does he save it, bounces back to his feet, and then he's got all sorts of room. He's trying to make a little cross here, and really to nobody. It just goes over everybody and out of harm's way.
Of course, Stefan DeFreger is the player that came on for the Hammerheads, number 18. As Chandler Hoffman now coming off for Louisville City as his night's done. And he put in an excellent 83 minutes or so of action. And he'll be replaced by Craig. Paco Craig, number 18.
I don't believe I've seen him in action before.
This is a first time for me as well, unless we're mistaken. At least here in Louisville Slugger. Of course, the Modelo man of the match tonight, and no real surprise, is Chandler Hoffman with his 2 goals late in the first half and then very early in the 48th minute of the second half.
Paco Craig, 6'2", was born in London, England. Went to school at Southern Polytechnic State University. Young was there and then wound up at Young Harris College and was a fine player for them. And now here with Louisville City, first time we're seeing him here at Slugger Field.
As a beautiful cross in, disrupted by Louisville City, but still maintaining possession is Wilmington. As they'll now send it back to Fairclough in the middle of the field and look to get things underway on this near side. Before centering it. Oh, a nice ball in, but the flag is up. He's offside. As that finding DeFreger is, he was all by himself, but far too in front of the line.
So we're in the 87th minute here. You're going to guess there's, much like in the first half, 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time. So Louisville staring at about somewhere between 3.5 and 4.5 minutes of time to get to 11 games on an unbeaten streak, and what would be 9 that streak. 8-0-2 in that streak, is that right? I have to go look that up. I'm there. I think there's more time. I think I've got that number wrong, but nonetheless, it would be beaten if they can get to the finish line here tonight.
Which is an incredible mark.
Just considering that 8 of those matches, that's what it was.
There's now a chance again for Wilmington. That ball falling back. Louisville City players screaming for a handball, but they'll with it as it's cleared. As Lang taken down, and he'll draw the foul.
Seven wins, 3 draws in their last 10, and trying to make it 8 wins and 11 unbeaten. A couple of about 3 or 4 minutes away from that. A solid performance, though. Really, even though they were down 1-0, I don't think they played badly even at the start. They had some good chances, and you got to tip your hat to this Wilmington team, who has been playing better of late as well. They've had 2 wins in back-to-back wins, each of which they scored 3 goals. So they've been showing some offense, and tonight they certainly had as well.
It's now Fairclough as this one winding down, and as you said, Bob, we'll set the over/under 3.5.
Oh, now you're making us pick, huh? Say 4 then. I'm going to say 4 for the second.
Smith clearing that one. Only as far as the Wilmington back line as Meekum. That ball sent in, broken up by Shinoski.
But the Louisville back 4 has been really solid all night long.
It's now a bend. He'll have a little bit of time and space. Now over to McCabe. Oh, a beautiful ball to Lancaster. Can't get on to it though, as his first touch betrayed him. Final minute of regulation. As Murad, lucky there not to be called for fouls. He was tugging at the jersey. Switch fields here. Again, finding Barnes-Homer. And he takes down Rasmussen, no call there. I'll get the throw in. Meekum. A little bit of fake pass there now to Barnes-Homer again, sent in, but cleared by Murad.
Smart, safe play. You don't want to just be back on your heels, but that's one that's a little bit too risky. It's coming in at good pace. Make a safe play, concede the throw.
There's a couple tense moments here for Louisville City as
good hustle there to break that up.
Now Lancaster, a nice ball
look
back.
at all the room if he could find him.
If he picks his head up.
As I suggested, 4 minutes of stoppage time here.
Lancaster, if he had just picked his head up.
Well, I think he saw him. I don't think he couldn't corral it, and then he was busy getting tripped, which actually was a good foul because the defender knew what you knew, that Lancaster could have got himself squared. He got a man running right down the center of the field unmarked.
I believe that was McCabe, if I'm not mistaken, was all by himself.
Yeah, it was a professional foul right there.
There's a bend winning it back for Louisville City. Here's Del Piccolo. Was looking for Rasmussen, but too much pace on that one.
This Wilmington team showing no quit. They will try and mount another push or 2 here in the 4 minutes of stoppage time that we've got.
This one certainly not over yet.
They scored in stoppage time last match.
That's a chance
dangerous. There. Oh boy, that was dangerous. He did not get a clean punch at it, and just fortunately it went to a purple shirt, not a light blue one, because that goal was uncovered and would have had a difficult time. Nobody was back there to help Ranjinsing. We got a player down.
A Wilmington player down here.
Is that Lowell?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's had a rough go. He came in late, hit the shot, got a yellow card. Got bopped in the head.
should add a little bit of time on to this one, but not much. As the trainer actually coming onto the field, and Law will have to get out.
He's got to go out, then come back.
So Wilmington will be down a man for a moment or two. As again, this one approaching the final whistle.
You can see even in this, just stealing a minute, players racing over to get some water. And as we said, we're sitting in air-conditioned comfort here, but the players have had a hot night. And it certainly is wearing on them, even though it's got a little cooler. It's certainly obviously as the sun's gone down.
There's Wilmington needing just one moment, one chance to tie this one up. As Meekum, could this be it? A nice cross in.
Oh, that was a beautiful ball. You could see Ranjinsing started out, then realized, again, you don't want to get caught in no man's land. That's exactly where you want to put that cross, make that goalkeeper have some indecision, and it wins a corner for his team.
As Corbaz looking to take this one, sends it in. A chance for Wilmington, and they do get the equalizer here in extra time. My goodness. Wilmington tying it up 2-2 off a beautiful set piece as that ball kind of fell in, bounced around.
Well, that was just the power of numbers. Everybody on roster was in the box. Look at this. Count the players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players inside the 18 right there. Now watch how many of them are inside the 6. All but one of them. Double ricochet. And then number 3, Due makes just a quick move to the ball and pushes it under the defender. And as we suggested, this thing was not over. This team from Wilmington showing no quit. They won their last match with a stoppage time goal, and here it appears, at the very least, they're going to get a draw in stoppage time.
As we got another player down for Wilmington. And you wonder if this one's potentially cramped.
Yeah, I was just wondering, maybe heat exhaustion. You're exactly right. Although, that again, I believe, is Lowell, and he hasn't played that many minutes. But the way he's walking off, you're right. That could be cramps.
Of course, that could be from the other knock he took when he was down in the box for a couple minutes. As again, Wilmington tying this one up in extra time, as it looked like Louisville City had control. But now Louisville City on the attack, and they'll look to potentially get a match-winning goal. Another shot in.
Oh!
Piccolo, his header going just over.
My!
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful play there by Louisville City.
That was remarkable here, right off the center kick. Marching it down the field and putting it right to the head of Del Piccolo, and he just trying to get that upper left corner, just missed it. Wow.
As Del Piccolo had to leave his feet there, kind of a diving header. And Wilmington potentially very lucky there that he wasn't able to direct that one on the frame, because that ball had a lot of pace on it.
This thing's not over yet here. Wilmington is going to have a throw-in. And the referee's saying, if you want to throw it in, you better go, pointing to his watch. Let's go. I'm not so sure they're in any rush. I think they'll gladly take the 1 point and get out of town against the first place Louisville City FC.
Just have to imagine there's probably time for one more chance for either team. As Wilmington now to Homer Barnes. Excuse me, Barnes Homer.
Look out.
It's Lowell in the box, and that one will go out of bounds. Will be a goal kick for Louisville City.
Well, the referee's going to allow Louisville to counter here. So maybe it'll be Louisville with one last chance. Let's see.
As Ranjinsing will take it quickly. One in the air, but Louisville City with possession. Del Piccolo.
A lot of room.
To McCabe. Now again working on the far side. Another cross, but nobody's home.
Oh, it'll be a corner. Assuming the referee allows it to tap it, and he will, so.
It's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer in the waning moment. And could we see two set pieces?
Let's see the same strategy. Louisville City's got 7 guys in the box. Let's see how many they cram into the 6.
McCabe sends it in. A guy goes down, still up in the air. bouncing around and cleared by Wilmington.
That'll do it.
As what a finish we saw tonight, as Wilmington in the closing minutes, stoppage time, getting the equalizer 2-2. And really, what an incredible match tonight.
You see the disappointment on Murad's face, and I'm sure a lot of the substitutes feel that way, especially because they came into the game fresh legs with one mandate and they deserved that 2-1 lead, and they watched it in the waning disappear on a corner kick that gives visitors a well-earned point. Disappointing for the home team, but it continues their unbeaten streak. It is now 11 straight, where Louisville has not been beaten since New Year, Slugger Field, but a disappointing tie. I think close.
Unbeaten streak to 11 straight games. As we'll take a quick break here, but don't go anyway, as we'll have a look at the second half highlights, and what a number of highlights we'll see. We'll be right back here in Louisville Slugger Field.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
Canardo forwards. Hey, it's in! Rochester
Welcome back into Louisville Slugger Field here in Louisville, Kentucky, as we just witnessed an excellent match between Louisville City FC and Wilmington Hammerheads. As in the closing minutes, we saw the equalizer from Wilmington. I'm Jim Womble, alongside Bob Valvano. And Bob, that's one of the best matches I've seen here in Louisville.
Well, it was entertaining in the sense that right from the jump, we saw scoring opportunities for both teams. You know, we talked about that in the first 10 minutes. Wilmington had a chance, and Louisville seemingly had 3 good chances in the first 12 minutes or so, but it was Wilmington who scored first, with Parker getting another one. He scored the game winner in their last game in stoppage time. Maybe should have been an omen to know that about stoppage time, but he put them up 1-0, and then Louisville got a one before the half from Chandler Hoffman, and then one after the break that gave them a 2-1 lead that they nursed right up until stoppage time, when it looked like they were going to get home with the 3 points. And then off that corner kick in that melee of bodies, Douay tucked it in under the defender, and a 2-2 tie. A very satisfying tie for the visitors, probably a bit more disappointing for the home team.
But that does continue the unbeaten streak for Louisville City, now up to 11 games. They'll push them to 28 points on the league, and they're still atop. Of course, it'll depend on the other results tonight, whether they stay in first place. But again, a fantastic match tonight, and all praise to Wilmington. They came in and they gave it their all, fighting to the last minutes. And we actually thought for a second maybe Louisville City on that last corner kick, they had a chance. This one literally came down to the final whistle.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going. James O'Connor's going to watch the replay on that 10 different times to see what every player on his team could have done. You know, it was very close to the goal line. Could Ranjinsing have come and gotten it? But there were so many bodies there, he was probably not able to make his way to it. How did the ball make its way all the way down to the turf that close to the goal and allow the offensive player to put it in? But hey, that was mass confusion, and you said it, when push comes to shove, you got to tip your hat to Wilmington. They came and played until literally the final whistle and gave themselves, actually even had a chance to win it. They had a scoring chance after the 2-2 tie. Louisville had a scoring chance after the 2-2 tie, so that's why you said it was one of the best games we've had all year. They played right from the opening whistle to the final whistle.
Well, Bob, it was a fun one tonight, as now we will get a look at the second half highlights right now. As again, starting off early, there's that goal that we mentioned earlier. Hoffman, off a deflection of Fairclough, getting the lead early for Louisville City. As now Wilmington there, another look at that, a chance as Ranjitsing chasing that ball away. And here's Louisville City once again. He's taken down. There's Rasmussen. Of course, a nice show of sportsmanship there, helping him up. And there's Dewey. That's actually the play he got his yellow card. As now, an excellent chance there for Wilmington, as that was Rashad. He had a number of opportunities, and one of the more bizarre plays we saw, Lancaster had the time, almost too much time, and messed up the play there. As now Lancaster there again, look on the ground as he was taken down, and here is the match-tying goal. Is absolute chaos in the box. Another look there, couple deflections, and Douay, the hero for Wilmington, as you can see him there celebrating. And then here was another chance again late for Louisville City, and Del Piccolo, that one sending just over the ball after a beautiful cross from McCabe. As there are the players congratulating each other after a hard-fought match. As for Bob Valvano, I'm Jim Womble, Louisville City FC, Wilmington Hammerheads 2-2. And thanks for Turbo Sports Group, a great producing team tonight. We'll see you next time. So long from Louisville.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.